Hi lovelies, welcome back into my channel. My name is Rebecca. If you're new to the channel, I'm a 30-year-old mum to a 3-year-old with disabilities. I have disabilities of my own. On this channel I go through budgeting, finance, personal growth, motherhood, disabilities, and just general life. So today's topic is going to be a little bit controversial, especially in the parent community. None of this is scripted, by the way. I'm literally just rambling. I feel like my generation, specifically millennial parents, are very transparent about parenthood and our experiences and how a lot of us will lie to, because everyone goes, at least in my experience, my family and my close friends were like, have kids, it's so fun, like it's just the best. Yeah, you get a little bit tired here and there, and yeah, they get sick every now and then, but it's so fun. And that's just not been my experience. So that's something that I want to be really open and transparent about. And this is also just a caveat, like two things can be true at the same time. I've said that before, but it is true. Like, I love my daughter with all my heart. The thing is, like, I should not have to justify that, because I know that I love my child, and people that are good parents that can admit when it's really, really hard, and that can admit that they don't enjoy parenting but also love their kids, it's just, to me, it's like very self-explanatory. Like, of course you love your kids, but you can also not enjoy parenting. I'm a one-child parent. It's not to say that I completely dislike my child. Like, that's not on her, that's not her fault. I decided to have my child. Obviously this is very, very, very circumstantial. Not every parent is going to feel like this, and I'm also not blaming my child's disabilities. I'm not blaming my own disabilities. It's just circumstantial, and this is just the cards that we've been dealt with as her parents, and me specifically, since I'm the one being open and honest about that. I really, really struggle. The actual parenthood experience, again, from my perspective, from raising her, I don't enjoy it. And I am gonna list the things that I don't enjoy most. Don't get me wrong, there are some absolutely wonderful moments with being a parent. Something that my therapist told me, like, well before I even started looking into starting a family, she said to me, having a child is a very, very selfish, motivated thing. And it is, so we really worked through and like got to the bottom of why I actually want to have a child, because it's not just, leave a legacy and blah 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 blah. There is, more often than not, a deeper meaning, and that typically, at least in my case, the reason why I wanted to have a kid was to fill a void, and to basically give my child what I feel I didn't get. And that is usually the story. Like, I want to give my kids the life that I didn't have, and all that kind of stuff. We all choose to have our children. I do not put blame on my child for anything. She did not ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here. None of us did. I do not put blame on, like, me not liking parenting on her. Yes, you could look at that as like, well, she's your only child, so she is the only experience you have. That is the case, but it's not her herself. It's not her personality. It's not who she is as a human being. It's, again, circumstantial. That was our choice to continue with the pregnancy and give her life. Again, I just want to point out that I'm not going to be the one to be like, well, I gave you life, so you owe me this. No, I don't owe her shit. As a parent, I do not owe her a single thing. I completely despise and quite frankly hate when parents are so entitled, because they're like, well, I gave my kids life and I did the bare minimum of raising them, of giving food and shelter and stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, you did the absolute bare minimum, right? That's like your job as a parent. But like, did you give them emotional stability? Did you teach them about emotional intelligence? Like, let me also say, I am not a perfect parent. I will hand on my chest say that I'm not a perfect parent. I yell. I have been known to be explosive with my reactions. That is something that I'm working on, because my daughter doesn't deserve that. My family doesn't deserve that. I don't deserve to feel all of that bent up emotion and like let it take over. Like, I'm doing EMDR therapy. I've been in intense just talk therapy for like 8 years, and I was like, no, something has got to change, and it's not my child, it's me. My child is the innocent one here, and me as the grown adult and the mum that I know I can be and I want to be, like, deserves better. I deserve to parent her better. She deserves a better parent. My job as a parent is to, one, do the bare minimum and raise her, as in, give her shelter, food, transportation, all of that kind of stuff. But two, that there is another part of parenting that, to me, in my eyes, like, again, I'm not doing this because I'm just a perfect parent. No, I'm trying to take accountability for my actions and let her know that my reaction wasn't her fault. It's not a responsibility to change that, you know what I mean? So again, going back to like not enjoying parenting, it's something that you don't really know until you get into it. And again, going back to all of our family and friends going like, oh, I have kids, it's so much fun. They don't tell you. I mean, some of them do tell you like, oh, it's really hard, and like, you know, some of us say like, oh, don't do it, but they don't really get into the nitty gritty as to why. What's changed in them to make them not like it? You know, like the sleepless nights, the hospital visits, that's only two, but mine go a lot more deeper than that because of how complex my daughter is. Like, there's NDIS, multiple surgeries, there's multiple different therapies, there's having to put her into like a very specialized school because she has such high complex needs that no other school will take her. And it's also like grappling of comparison, like comparing my child's development to a child that's only 6 months older than her. Those are the things that like kind of go through my mind as to why I don't enjoy parenting and why I find it really difficult. There are moments where I do enjoy it, like I love, she's smiling at me, she calls me mama, and I still do contact naps every now and again when she wants it, when she needs it. She's 3.5, by the way. Some people will look at that and go, oh, you're coddling her too much. I don't care. There's just a part of parenting that almost takes your identity, especially as a biological mother, right? I'm just going to say it from my point of view as a birth mum, it really does take a part of your identity in a sense. You know, even like the doctors and nurses, they don't call me by my first name. They don't say Rebecca. They say, oh, mum said this. I am somebody outside of a mum. Yes, like this appointment happens to be for my child, but like it's just a little bit like address me as a human being, not just an extension of someone else. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that as to put blame on my child. That's not what I'm saying. That's more so on the doctors and nurses that do that. And again, like sometimes I understand like it is a lot easier to do that, especially as like a nurse or doctor when you're trying to like give like a handoff and stuff like that. It is easy to say like, oh, mum and dad said this, that and the other. That is probably incredibly nitpicky of me to do that, but it's kind of what I grapple with every now and again. It's also a thing of like, oh, you know, some people find the toddler stage the easiest. We have actually found the toddler stage the hardest for us. She's 3.5. The age from like 1 to 2 is fairly, I mean, with us she had a lot of surgeries and stuff, so there were some tricky times for that. Plus she had severe GERD, like 9-day. GERD is reflux, by the way, and even when she does get sick, it's typically, in the past anyway, it's not been this year, but literally November to December last year, she was in and out of hospital for like 2 to 3 weeks or a month or two. Yeah, it's not something that I enjoy, especially coming from someone who has a lot of medical trauma, and again, that is something that I am trying desperately to work through EMDR. We haven't even gotten to that point yet. We're starting to work through it, but then there's, you know, things with her disability that we don't know about yet. That's playing on my mind. You know, there's things with my own disabilities that definitely affect at times how I parent and how I'm able to parent, because there are times where I'm having severe vertigo attacks and I'm bedridden. I can't really give like a straight answer as to why I don't enjoy parenting. Part of it's just parenting in general, like just the needs and the fact that like you are no longer just your own self. I know I spoke about like identity before, and the first like year or two you do have that self identity shift, like you're like, who am I now as a parent? Like I feel like I'm just a parent and that's it. I guess like my overall consensus is like, at least at this stage of my parenting journey, I don't enjoy it. Another few years from now I could be completely opposite and absolutely love it. It's just the phase that we are in as a parents individually. Like I know I'm doing a lot of healing work and that's really hard. That's taking a lot of mental and like, you know, that's taking a lot of mental and emotional strength, which, you know, it's very taxing to do EMDR and do it intensely like I am. It's a lot, and that also drains me as a parent. And again, that's not on her, that's me being able to parent her in a sense. It's more so draining for me to emotionally be there for her and mentally be there for her, because so much of my brain and my nervous system is like reprogramming, and that takes a lot of my body to do, because it's 30 years of trauma. I know the good repercussions of me healing is going to affect her, because it's going to affect how I parent. It's going to affect how I react, which is ideally what you want. I feel like parenthood is the place to grow the most. Like, I have grown the most in the last 3.5 years of parenting. I have learned so much more about myself as a human being from becoming a parent. A lot more trauma has resurfaced since becoming a mum. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, and I don't know if this video is making any sense or if it's resonating with anybody, but I just really wanted to be super honest and transparent, and just be realistic. Like, parenting is hard, regardless if you have a neurotypical child or not, like, or a disabled child or not. Like, parenting is hard. I will say though, if you do add on disability and neurotypical stuff, it is like hard times 100 a lot of the times, or more. It is so taxing on the child with disabilities and the parents. Another thing that I find really difficult about being a parent is the judgment, not just from just society, but other mums or other parents, and how horrendously they judge. Like, either way, it's hard, and you shouldn't be judging someone based on, like, oh, well, you know, my child did this and they're fine. It's like, just because it worked for your child does not mean it's going to work for mine. Like, every kid's different. Every parent is different. Every circumstance, every dynamic is different. It's just such a complexity to parenthood that it's not really a one-size-fits-all. It's not, oh yeah, it's hard, but you know, you'll be fine. Like, it's just so complex, and I think that's something that I'm really starting to take away from parenting in the 3.5 years that I've done it. There are times where it's really hard, and I've said to myself, like, I don't like parenting. I hate parenting. I love my child, but I hate parenting. And then there are times where, like, oh, okay, this parenting thing in this point in time is actually beautiful. Like, I'm experiencing something so wonderful, that in that point in time I love parenting. But yeah, thanks for listening to my little TED talk. I hope that you took something away, even if it was just validation, or you related to anything that I said. Hope you all enjoyed my little TED talk today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.